Great to have your company again, Libra. Didici here from astrology.com.au. Sex and that physical intimacy has been quite a taboo for most of history. Even now, in many areas, it's like treading on eggshells. This month is important in this respect, and the theme is about karma, past, future karma, and the fuel for that karma, which relates to one's desire nature, positive desires for the good things, the pleasure, and that negative desire, which is the repulsive aspect, the reverse of that coin, which pushes us away from things that we consider painful and unpalatable. And this month, on the 1st, we see the important eclipse taking place in this 8th house of intimacy, sexuality, the hidden psychological part of the horoscope. The eclipse, of course, is going to shut out the light to a large extent. And if you're receptive enough, you're going to be able to dig deeply into those recesses of your nature, which, apart from the sexual side, the taboo, the things you don't want to touch, the things that are really repulsive to you. This is the eliminative house. It's that house, like the 12th house. Only this is where the transformation takes place. This is where the refuse is recycled and can become something fresh and new. This is where the fecal matter of life, the bullshit, the stuff that we discard, can be mulched into quality fertilizer. That's what this eclipse is about for you. And it's only through that process of elimination, transformation, and rebuilding oneself that the process of karma starts to act in your favor. So the eclipse on the 1st, and then there's another one, a lunar eclipse taking place on the 16th in the 2nd house. That has more to do with the financial and income areas of your life. But if you take a look at that, that also involves dealing with others, intimately dealing with personalities, and learning to adjust yourself to that. Intimacy, of course, has to do with allowing others to see into your nature. If you yourself haven't looked at your own nature, how are you going to be comfortable enough? How are you going to be able to drop your guard and to become vulnerable without fear of what people have to see? So it is a process of elimination. This month is very crucial for you in terms of overcoming these psychological knots, the thorns, those obstructions, or those areas in your nature, or those areas in others where you've been forced to recoil, to be repelled. That repulsion is in fact having an impact. When someone fears that you don't like them or you're pulling away, then that has an immediate reaction to your reaction. And so that's like a domino effect. You must be in control of this process, Libra. You must act rather than react. You can only act if you're in total control of these subconscious fears and desires. And you're going to have a grand opportunity to reevaluate all of this as we see the retrograde Mercury on the 10th. Here, moving into this 8th house. To give you a bird's eye, if not microscopic view, once you've sort of scoured the terrain, to go deeply into this. That's what the retrograde Mercury will do. Mercury is a positive planet. It rules your 12th house of past baggage. It also regulates the 9th house of religious and philosophical beliefs. So there's a strong spiritual connotation to this retrograde Mercury. It gives you the opportunity to analyze a lot of this stuff, not simply from the vantage point of intellect, but from the spiritual awareness point of view, that presence awareness that allows you to passively look at all of this stuff without getting bound up emotionally in it, without judging yourself too harshly, by stepping back and sort of saying, yep, well, this is my reactive process. These are the things that I'm not actually able to deal with. These are the things in the relationship, especially when it gets intimate, that I'm having trouble with. Step back, just look at it. Sometimes you don't even need to get your hands dirty with any of this stuff. Just recognizing the problem is enough to release you from that problem. And I think the eclipse on the 16th triggers the opportunities financially that have been obstructed by this fear, by this mistrust, by this toing and froing in relationships, which Librans are very, very well known for. There's a flip-flopping here. There's an indecisiveness in the way you deal in your relationships. So prime opportunity this month. We see that's also going to come into play when Mars at the very tail end of the month down here, which is transiting now in the mid part, the first part of the month, but transits out by the 25th, 26th, I think. 25th, it moves out here into this 7th house of relationships. So you're going to have an opportunity there to passionately engage your partner or other people. And that is why I'm saying these initial eclipses of the month give you the chance to step back and not to engage from, to shoot from the hip. Gives you the chance to step back and realize that you don't have to react, even if there's something going on that is not in your comfort zone. You can deal with that in a very different way. Sometimes silence is the best measure. That is the greatest eloquence, and I think that may in fact be a bit of timely advice during these eclipses of the month of May 2022. Hope that helps. We've got a lot more on karma in the blogs. I've uploaded a few new articles there. We've got the daily, monthly, yearly, weekly forecasts that allow you to sort of put what I've just said here, which is very brief, into a larger context and string it all together. And if that's still a little difficult, you can always contact me here. I'd love to read your chart and tell you what my intuition shows for you in the coming months and years. That you can do just by dropping me a note. And of course, you must subscribe. Please subscribe. Till I see you next month, have a safe one. It's been great having your company, Libra. Bye-bye.